So he became a cleaner with his friends and started cleaning the house. Emma asks him, "Do you believe that he can help us in any way?" Edward says, "Dr. Q was a professor at the Science Academy. But when he tried to explain to people that the world is round, he was thrown out of the academy." He shows Drive Q to Emma and asks her, "You have traveled around the world and found many new species. Have you ever seen a creature like this before?" Dr. Q was shocked to see Emma. He says, "I didn't expect to see you again. But how did you get here? And where are your other friends?" Edward asks, "Can you tell us where we can find people of Emma's species?" Dr. Q gives his globe and says, "When I was traveling around the world to prove my research, I reached an island in the middle of the sea where I saw a lot of bones like this." Emma was very happy that she had found out about her species. But where Drive Q was telling the island, there was nothing other than the sea. Dr. Q was very sad and lost his memory. He threw Edward and his friends out of the house. Emma and Edward trusted Drive Q, so they decided to go to the sea and find the island. But they needed something to cross the sea. Newton says, "I have been working on a project called Hot Air Balloon for a long time and I have its blueprint. We can cross the sea with it." Edward makes a hot air balloon with his friends with the help of the blueprint. Everyone sat inside it and went to find the island. Emma was afraid that what would happen if the people of her species did not accept her. But Edward motivates her and makes her feel good. Suddenly some giant birds started coming towards her. One bird put its nail on the balloon, due to which the balloon has a hole and it started falling down slowly. In fear, it broke the steering of the craft. That's when the hole gets bigger, because of which it starts falling fast. They drop heavy objects from the craft, but it didn't matter. Edward was going up to close the hole, but Emma stopped him because he was very heavy. She herself comes up to the balloon and closes the hole with the help of a thread. Because of this, he was saved from falling into the sea and starts flying again. The next day, they reach the island of small humans. Emma and Edward were very happy, but suddenly they attacked them with arrows. One arrow hit Edward. There was a root on the arrow, due to which he fell unconscious and started falling down. Emma was sitting on his shoulder and she also falls down with him. Newton wanted to save him, but turned the craft and took it away from the island. When Edward regained consciousness, the small humans tied him up, but they left Emma open. She tries to explain to them, but the humans did not listen to her and they take them both to their queen. Seeing the things around and the architecture, Edward regained consciousness. He is very happy because now he will be able to prove his research to everyone. The queen asks Edward, "How did you find out about us and why did you come here?" Edward says that Emma had to find her people and I am a scientist. I wanted to prove my research, so I came here. He asks the queen about their secrets and other things, to which the queen attacks him. Emma tries to stop him, but the guards catch him. Edward gets very angry and he breaks the rope and is free. Everyone is very scared of him. The queen presses a lever and drops them in a deep pit. Then Sancho attacks the small humans. He grabs the queen and her companions in a sack. Emma gets very angry and she tells him to free them. But Sancho refused to free them. He says to Edward that Nikolai gave me money and sent me with you to catch the small humans. Now I will become rich with their help. Edward says that he thought Nikolai was a good person, but he took advantage of me. Emma says that it is my fault. If I had not insisted on finding my people and listened to my mom and dad, then this would never have happened. Then Newton goes there and takes them out of the pit with the help of his mechanical army. He says that Sancho threw me into the sea and the sharks attacked me. But I quickly got rid of the sharks with the help of my mechanical army and I came to the island. Sancho has run away from here with our hot air balloons. And he also caught his two friends with the queen. I can make hot air balloons again, but for that we will have to take the help of the small humans. Emma goes to ask them for help, but she was getting very angry because of her queen's kidnap and they started saying bad things to her. Emma explains to them that because of my selfishness you all are stuck in this problem and I am ready to take responsibility. I just need your help and I promise that I will bring the queen and her friends back. The prince wanted to get his mom out of danger and he was ready to help Emma. Seeing her, the rest of the people also agreed to help her. The prince gives Emma a conch and says that when you meet my mom, then give her this. She will trust you. Emma promises her to save the queen. She goes with the people with the help of their tent clothes to the city by making hot air balloons. On the other hand, Mr. and Ms. White were not finding Emma anywhere. They ask about her from the whole village, but still they do not know anything. Mr. White sees a newspaper in which Professor Nicola was going to keep his research of small humans in front of him. Mr. and Ms. White think that Emma must be there, so they go to the Royal Academy. Edward goes out of Nicola's house and meets the people and cheers for her. But when Nicola comes out to meet the people, Edward calls her a liar and a fraud in front of everyone. Nicola confuses her and takes her inside the house so that no one knows the truth. He talks sweetly and tries to explain to Edward so that no one knows the truth. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Emma goes to free Queen and her friends, but Sancho was already there. He had seen Edward and he was very scared, so he started drinking and calmed down. But because of drinking too much he fainted. Emma takes the key to the cage and frees Queen and her friends, but Queen did not trust her and she started holding her responsible for all these things. Emma tells him that I know that all these problems are because of me and I admit my mistake. I just need a chance to fix it. I want to take you back to the island. Sancho tells her that you were also born on the island of small humans when you were 2 years old. Then a professor named Drive Q came to the island. I followed him to catch him, but he saved his life and ran away from there. At that time you also went with him. Emma also remembers her childhood, that she was on a boat, but suddenly there was a storm in the sea because of which the boat sank. Emma was lying unconscious on a beach at that time. Mr. and Mrs. White saw her and took her home. But then Sancho came to his senses and locked Emma in the cage. He took the cage and started going to Nikolai, but Emma attacked his fingers with the staff of the queen, because of which the cage fell down from his hands. Emma and her companions had already come out of the cage. Edward caught them inside a cage and started running away from there. He tries to go away with the help of a wooden plank, but Nikolai grabbed the plank and started shaking it, because of which he got stuck with the plank. Emma sees her parents and Bear. She whistles and asks Bear for help. Bear sends Bird to help her. Edward fell down with the bag, but Emma gets out of the bag and starts falling down. But Bird sat her on his back. Nikolai was going to take the bag from Edward, but Bear went there. Edward takes advantage of the situation and runs away. Bear tells Nikolai about his forest club. Sancho comes there and says, "You don't have to worry. I have already told him about the club and he will soon come to our club." Saying this, he took Nikolai away from Bear. Emma is very happy to meet her parents. Edward gives them the bag and says, "You have to send the queen and her companions to the hot air balloon on the mountain so that our companion Newton can drop them on their island." Saying this, he goes to distract Nikolai. Mr. White gives him the bag and with Ms. White they took the bag and went to the mountain. Dmitri had seen all this. Nikolai catches Edward and asks him about the small humans. Then Dmitri goes there. He was ready to give the bag to Nikolai, but Nikolai asks him about the bag. He tells him that 2 llamas were going to the mountain with the bag. Nikolai followed them with Sancho. Edward tries to stop him, but still he snatches the bag from Ms. White. Emma attacks Nikolai. Edward tries to snatch the bag, but the bag falls from his hand and the potatoes come out. Nikolai understands that the small humans are still with the llamas, so he follows them. Emma was trying to stop him, but Nikolai catches him. Edward was very angry. He fights with Nikolai, because of which he falls from the mountain. Edward was about to fall, but Mr. and Ms. White saved him. Nikolai was trapped and Sancho went to help him, but Emma threatens him with a bear. Emma was about to go to the island with the small humans, but she was very sad to leave her parents, so she started crying. But Mr. and Ms. White calm her down. She started trusting Edward, so she allows him to go to the island. They all sit on the hot air balloon and go to the island. With this, the happy ending of the story.